Good morning and welcome to Michigan Farm and Garden. I'm Jody Pollock-Newsome and I'm your host. We have a great show lined up for you this morning. This morning we're going to talk about Ag Expo, a show at Michigan State University with a long history of getting information out to consumers and growers. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and again, here we go. It seems like summer is just passing by so quickly. It is already time for Ag Expo again. Folks, you know, every year we do a pre-show, we talk about what's coming, and then we go to the event and actually do some interviews, do some visits, and kind of show you what it's all about. If you have interest in agriculture, if you just like to walk around and learn new things, if you're in agriculture and you want the latest and greatest, Ag Expo is definitely the place to be. Basically, it's going to be at Michigan State coming up this week. So the 33rd annual, lots of great information, and the show this morning is really going to focus on Ag Expo, give you some ideas of what you can learn and what you can see right out there on the campus of Michigan State. My first guest this morning is Eileen Gianotis, and she's going to give us an overview of the whole program. Certainly looking at the history of Ag Expo, a lot of good information, and every year they're adding new components, adding some new things and some new opportunities and places and ways that you can learn about Michigan agriculture. Then I also have with me this morning Tamara Miller, and we are going to talk certainly about alpacas. You know, we've talked a little bit on the past on the show about it, but they're getting more involved with Ag Expo, some neat demonstrations. So she's going to share with us a little bit of what's going to go on at Ag Expo, give you some ideas of when you might want to be there so that you can learn more. Then I have with me Nancy Thalen. She is with MSU Extension, and we are going to talk about the whole concept of breakfast on the farm and how that applies, and that's being used at Ag Expo. Again, some great opportunities to get out there and to learn more whether or not you're in agriculture. Then I will wrap the show up with a great recipe from Emma Brady of Houghton Lake for German potato salad. Folks, it's going to be a great show. Stay tuned, and we will be back with our first guest right after the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week.
It's time for the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week, brought to you by the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan.
This year marks the 33rd Ag Expo, Michigan's largest outdoor farm show at Michigan State University. The show features more than 250 vendors, exhibits, demonstrations, and educational sessions. Highlights include seed plots, ride and drive demonstrations, stock dog training and alpaca demonstrations, animal mortality management, and the FFA tractor driving contest. For more information, go to agexpo.msu.edu.
Corn touches your life every day. With over 600 items in the store that contain corn, it's America's renewable resource. There are amazing new products made from corn, like comforters, clothes, corn stoves, dinnerware, and of course, ethanol.
Corn, America's renewable resource, powering industry, feeding America, and fueling the future.
Thanks to Michigan's corn farmers, the future is bright for innovative products made from corn. To learn more about how corn touches your life, visit our website.
And welcome back. We are back with Eileen Gianotis. Eileen, welcome back. It's
Thanks,
that time
Jody.
again.
It's great to be here. It is that time again already.
It doesn't seem possible, does it?
It doesn't. It's going quick. It really is. Here we go, summer.
Exactly. I know, that's what I always think. It's like Ag Expo's here. You're like, oh, it's already here.
I know. Some people say it's the 4th of July. We say it's Ag Expo.
It is, and we know it's going to be hot.
Well, we bank on it being the 3 hottest days of the summer. That is for sure. It was last year, that's for sure.
I remember when we came out and taped there. I mean, you couldn't dab enough sweat to get the interview done.
It was very hot, but it was very well attended as usual. People always seem to come out for Ag Expo, and I'm sure it's because of all of the information and the vendors who are there and the demonstrations and all the kind of stuff that's available for them.
Well, and I'm going to have you just kind of walk us through because there's so much to do, and every year you guys make changes and add more stuff.
Yeah, probably most notably, one of the changes this year is that in the College of Ag and Natural Resources tent, we've in the past done some hands-on demonstrations, and we're teaming up, and you'll hear from Nancy later, with the folks from Breakfast on the Farm to help give farmers an opportunity to learn more about Breakfast on the Farm, but also to give people an opportunity to learn about where their food comes from. And we'll also have an alpaca demonstration, which is brand new this year, which is really exciting for us, and our stock dog training demonstration, which was very popular 2 years ago, is back, and it's really, really a lot of fun for families and for really anybody to see those dogs work. It's just really exciting.
Well, and I think especially, you know, if you are in ag and you're not livestock, it gives you an appreciation. And if you're not in agriculture, I think the whole thing, I don't really think it's overwhelming, but maybe overpowering just with all of the information and all of the technology and all the science that's going on in ag.
Well, it certainly is, and that's one of the things that MSU tries to do is provide information on the latest research that's going on for growers and farmers and for consumers as well. Our master gardeners are going to be in the College of Ag tent again, providing information on growing tomatoes, and real growers might think that's basic information, but for those of us who are planting our first garden, it's all scientific. Feels like an experiment.
Well, and I think too, you know, people think, oh, my folks did this, my grandma did it. The technology and the science are so different. It is really worth it to go and get that new cutting edge information.
It really is, and it's not only for farmers, which have, those people have a really great opportunity to see a lot of equipment and vendors all in one place. And I think that's what attracts a lot of folks to Ag Expo. It's also great for those of us who aren't farmers to have an appreciation for how much of an investment people who grow our food make.
Well, and I know too, you know, with my background always working on the crop side, I like to go and especially look at the livestock stuff because, you know, livestock is certainly a big customer of crops, but the crop farmers, if you're not dealing with all the livestock, you know, the first robotic milker I saw was at Ag Expo, and that was very cool.
Right, right. So the folks at KBS are not bringing the robotic milker up. They have for a few years, but they leave that now at Kellogg Biological Station. So, but usually the KBS folks are there to talk about what's going on there. So it's really exciting. It's really busy. It's a fun time for families. We encourage people to come out and bring the kids, check out the equipment. It's always fun to see the kids climbing on the very still equipment with people there to watch them. So.
Well, and let's talk, certainly if you're going to bring the family, let's talk price.
Well, it's free, so
That's
the price
good.
is right. The price is right. Parking is free. Ag Expo is located at the corner of Mount Hope and Farm Lanes. We did also hear that construction has cleared up on Harrison, so that's
Good.
welcome news. They're done a little bit early in time for Ag Expo, so we're thrilled about that. The show runs from July 17th to the 19th. It opens at 9 a.m. each day and closes at 5 on the 17th and 18th and at 3 on the 19th.
Well, and when we look at that too, I know you talked about some of the demonstrations, some of the vendors, anything we want to make sure that we get on our calendar or look at when we're looking at our trip?
Well, you know, you definitely want to visit that College of Ag and Natural Resources tent, if for nothing else, to get the free dairy store ice cream and see the little baby chicks. We have a 4-H'er who comes every year with an incubator and eggs, and the chicks hatch, and really you just can't get enough of that stuff.
Very cool. And you know, you mentioned the kids, great opportunity to get tons of free stuff, and you know, kids always like the popcorn and all that fun stuff. And I know from my days working with corn, you know, there was always a corn superhero there if they wanted to visit, get pictures taken.
Right, there'll be a radio remote there again this year. So we work with. Actually, all the vendors are very generous during Ag Expo, and it's really nice to see people walking around with their bags of stuff, and it means that they've been to a lot of the booths and they're talking to a lot of people and they're learning a lot, which is very important at Michigan State.
Well, Eileen, we appreciate it. And
Thanks.
keep up the good work.
Thanks.
It's a great place to go. Folks, I know I tell you every year, come on out. In the past, I've told you, make sure you get there, visit the corn booth. Certainly, again, visit the corn booth, visit the soybean booth, both really big sponsors and supporters of the Michigan Farm and Garden Show. Also, with my job change this year, if you want to come out there and look me up, I do work for the Michigan Wheat Program, and I will be at the Michigan Crop Improvement Association booth. So come on out, we'll tell you a bunch about wheat, and wheat is being harvested as we speak, so we can tell you what the crop looks like and what you can expect as far as wheat for us for this year. Stay tuned, we'll be back right after this message.
The Cherry Marketing Institute wants you to know about tart cherries. Cherry's red color comes from powerful antioxidants. Available year-round, it's easy to incorporate cherries into your daily diet. Visit choosecherries.com.
Michigan's 1,000 apple growers take pride in producing delicious apples from one generation to the next. From the Great Lakes come great flavors. Look for locally grown Michigan apples.
Have Jody speak at your next agricultural event. Go to jodylive.com.
And welcome back. We are back with Tamara Miller. Tamara, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself and your operation, and then we're going to talk about the bounty of what we have on our table.
Sure. Well, I raise Wakaya alpacas in Ada, and I am an alpaca farmer, but I'm not here today to represent my own farm. I'm here representing my club, which is the Michigan Alpaca Livestock Products and Commerce Association. It's a really long word.
Well, and I have to tell you that's why I didn't put that in the introduction, because I knew there was no way I was going to get that right.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So we go by MI Alpaca. And I'm representing 50 farms, member farms, and we're going to be at Ag Expo in a booth, and we're having live alpacas there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I know you brought some pictures, so we'll scatter those through as we do the interview so folks can see, but certainly amazing animals.
Oh, they're wonderful. They're very beautiful, wonderful animal. It's going to be very exciting to have them at the Ag Expo. We're going to be in the Livestock Central area, so we're going to have 4 alpacas, and our booth is basically going to have everything from the animals to the finished products. And so there'll be there'll be something for the curious to the seasoned alpaca breeder.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and let's start, because I know you have some stuff you brought that's going to fit in with your demonstrations.
Sure. Well, we're doing 2 demonstrations, and one is skirting an alpaca fleece, and so
Can hold this.
the alpaca fleece, basically we'll have this out, and someone will be demonstrating how to remove undesirable objects from the fiber. And the reason we want to do that is because it provides a better end product. So that would be the first step in creating end products for alpaca fleece, alpaca products.
And I have to say, it is so soft.
Oh,
I know folks at home can't touch it, but it is just so soft and so cuddly.
It is, it is. The next demonstration we're going to be having will be spinning fiber, and we'll be showing on a drop spindle, which is this, and a spinning wheel, which we didn't have room to put on the table today. So, but we'll demonstrate spinning locks, roving, and bats.
Oh, wow.
So that's 3 different ways that you can spin alpaca fiber, and your alpaca fiber would look like the hand spun yarn that's in the basket in front of you.
And this is absolutely gorgeous. Well, and I think I like this because, you know, I like how you said that, if you're just curious and you want to come in and you're seasoned and you're looking at different yarns, what a great opportunity. And if you're a producer, how neat to be able to come and see what you could do on your own farm.
Exactly, and we will have alpaca farmers, our members, in the booth that can answer questions and help anything that you have, any questions that you have. And we're also, as a special treat, we're having drawings all day long. So our members are donating products from their farms, and those will be given away throughout the day.
Oh, awesome.
And it might be something like a hat or a scarf or a pair of socks, whatever the member farms wish to donate.
Oh, that is very neat.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of the demonstrations. I think it keeps it a lot more interactive, and folks can come and see what you do.
Yes, I think so too.
Well, and when we look at this, let's talk a little bit too what we have here, because this is also so soft.
Yes, those are a collection of different natural colors of alpaca. They come in 22 different colors, and so this is just a small collection of some of the colors that alpaca's fiber does come in.
Well, and I saw when I looked at some of this, it looks like you must do a little dyeing sometimes.
I did, some natural dyes. So.
Well, and when we're looking at some of this, certainly it seems like the alpaca industry has been one of those that has had some good, strong growth and really seems to be a strong industry with a good foothold in Michigan.
It is. We have about 7,800 alpacas in Michigan, and our group, MI Alpaca, we just began in 2010, so we're small. We have about 50 members, but there's over 200 alpaca farms in Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I know you have some cute pictures as we just look what's up on the screen. Those are just precious.
Well, I need to mention that these are all Wakaya alpacas. I didn't include any Surrey photographs, and I apologize for that.
You sent me a bunch, and I was like, oh, this is too cute. We have to use this. We have to use this.
Yeah.
So, and Samara, so what would you say for folks who are out that are thinking, you know, we're thinking about livestock, we're not really sure, what would you tell them are some of the good aspects when you look at the alpacas?
Alpacas are a very quiet and peaceful livestock, and I find I've been in other livestock industries. I found that alpacas are easier to manage for someone of my height and weight and strength, and they're low maintenance. They don't eat too much, and there's really not a whole lot of care that they need. I mean, there's specific care, but it's not overwhelming, or it's not too much for someone to handle. And I think it's a good industry for people, young people looking to get into the business. And right now we have a lot of retired. Our constituency is more retired people, but it's changing. A lot of young people are getting into the industry.
Well, I have to say, we talk about the, Fiber Animal Festival that's held in Marshall, out there by the ice cream place. I will probably get the name wrong, but that's down there. And going to that, one of the things I thought was really interesting is you had a lot of folks that were just getting into it.
Yes.
So it wasn't the big operations. You had a lot of folks that had one or two that were out there, and the animals were just so sweet.
They are. They're really lovely. They're so cute, and the babies are just adorable.
Yeah, your pictures, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know, they're really cute.
And Samara, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, and we're very excited, and we have lots of special treats for people to come to our booth. So please, when you go to Ag Expo, come out and see us. We love to see you.
Well, and I think this is a great opportunity, if you're interested in this, just to come to Ag Expo so they can learn more and they can see the demonstrations. So
yes.
We'll make sure that we see you there.
Okay, thank you.
Folks, certainly get out to Ag Expo, come out, learn a little bit more, get a little bit more information, because there's no better place than to get out there and actually see the demonstrations. Stay tuned, we'll be back right after this message.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
And welcome back. We are back with Nancy Thielen. And Nancy, I have to say, I didn't get to look down to get your whole title. So I'm going to say we're back with Nancy Thielen.
That's fine, Jody. That is fine. It's a pleasure to be here to still talk a little bit about breakfast on the farm and just sort of a new twist on things.
Well, I'm glad you are. And, you know, we certainly want to talk about it at Ag Expo, but you guys have also already had a couple events.
Yes, we've had 2 of our 8 breakfast on the farm events. June 16th, we were at the Myers Farms in Scotts, located near Scotts in Kalamazoo County. Had 2,430 visitors that day. It was a very, very warm day, but folks came, and it was just a wonderful opportunity and really great results and impacts from that. And then last Saturday, or on Saturday, June 16th, Saturday, June 23rd, we had our second event, and that was at Schott's Belly Acres in Jackson County, and at that time we broke the current record for attendance. We had 2,568 attendees at that event, so it was wonderful. It was beautiful weather, it was great, and again, folks are telling us how much they've learned, how their opinions have changed about modern agriculture, and just has been a really fantastic start. So.
Well, and I have to say too, and you know, I've been a big ag supporter and being an ag kid and all that. I think these are so exciting because the technology has changed so much. And you know, when you look at folks that have been around the farm, but maybe been off the farm or their grandfather farmed, what a cool way to actually get out there and see how all that works. So when Eileen said you're bringing breakfast on the farm to Ag Expo, I thought that was a great idea and certainly very, very exciting.
Yeah, we are excited about that. We're really pleased to have an area in the College of Ag and Natural Resources tent. We plan to set up as many displays as we can and have room for in there to show folks what MSU Extension does to educate non-farm consumers about agriculture, as well as educate those non-farm visitors that do come to Ag Expo about livestock and agriculture and cropping systems. So we're excited about that. Won't be quite the same because we're not going to have the animals there, but we're going to have a lot of props. We have our, the one display that I know we'll have is a natural recycling display, and we have a big sign that goes with that, but that also involves a wooden cow, and it shows how much water she drinks in a day and how much milk she produces, how much feed she eats, how much manure she produces in a day, and then how much corn that manure after it's spread on the field will help produce. So it's sort of a total system with that, and they're very, very interested in that. And so we'll have many of the other signs like the calf area and the animal well-being, and you know, talk to folks about what happens with that and answer any questions that they might have. So we won't have the actual animals as I mentioned there to do that. So we're also excited. We've added a few signs this year. We've added some on corn and soybeans, fruits and vegetables, hogs, beef. There's a new MEEP sign that's been added to that, and so we have a new variety of those also that have been added. And we have some new progress signs which have been put together to show the progress that agriculture has made in the last 50 to 60 years. So cool. We show 2 gallons of milk that the cow produced in 1944 compared to the 8 gallons of milk that she's producing today, and are doing the same for several of the crops, as well as the whole soil conservation practices that have been put into place. And we also have one on beef animals that shows how it takes today's beef farmer can produce 1.4 million more cattle than what they did in 1950s, with a lot less land taken up with that. So we're excited about that.
Well, and I think that's so important to get those messages out. And, you know, one of the things we hear a lot about is certainly animal well-being. How do you take care of the animals? And I think it's so nice for people to get the opportunity to actually see and learn and know what all goes into taking care of that livestock. Absolutely, and there's nothing that can replace that opportunity that they have when they actually go to a farm for their breakfast on the farm and are there talking, you know, with the veterinarian that's there on a very regular basis with that farm, checking all the animals. But I think we'll also get a lot of folks that come through that will ask us about that and some of the antibiotic use and other things like that. And so we're really looking forward to that. Well, and I think too, it's very easy to be on the outside looking in and judging, not just agriculture, but anything. But when you actually get in an industry, get to learn it, get to know it, know how things work, I think it gives you a much different view and a much broader view of what goes into that with all the inputs and all the partners. You know, you mentioned the veterinarian. How does the whole system come together? Right, absolutely. There's so much, and so we're hoping to really have a wide variety of displays with that, and many of the displays will also be from some of our state sponsors that are being shown on the screen now, and we just really appreciate their support to help make this program possible. Well, and I think, we talked a little bit with Eileen too about, Ag Expo for ag folks, for the non-ag folks. And I would really say anybody out there that has questions, I think it's a great time to come in and challenge your Breakfast on the Farm team, I guess, to answer some of those questions.
Right, absolutely. We'd love to visit with folks. And we also hope that some of the farmers who come through may be interested in hosting future Breakfast on the Farm events. We'll have some of our host farm applications there and be very willing to talk to any folks about that.
Well, and if there is a farmer out there that has an interest, let's just give them a quick, there is a process. You do an application.
Yes, we will have the application starting at Ag Expo, and they'll also be up on our website, which is breakfastonthefarm.com. And they can go there and complete that application. The local extension educator also signs it, and then it's sent in to either myself or Mary Dunkel, who's the other MSU Extension Ag Literacy educator. And we take that, those are due December 1st, and then our state council, which is comprised of our state sponsors and several of the past host families, will go through those and select 8 farms to host in 2013.
Awesome. So the process is just going to continue.
Exactly, exactly.
Great. Oh, Nancy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jody.
I appreciate it, and I've told you I'm getting my family out there so we can take advantage and get to the farm and see what modern agriculture looks like. So
absolutely. We have 6 more left. July 21st is the next one up in the thumb, and we go through October 6th.
So great timing, folks. You have the opportunity. Get out there, get them on the calendar. We will have them on MichiganFarmingGarden.com, and make sure you make a day of it. Get to Ag Expo, learn more about what's out there, and learn more about agriculture. Stay tuned. I'll be back right after this message with a great recipe for German potato salad. Hi, I'm Jody. Corn is America's renewable resource. It can be used to fuel your vehicle and heat your home. Corn is grown in abundance in the state of Michigan, and it is a great alternative to oil when it comes to heating your home. In fact, you can install a corn heater, furnace, or boiler in your own home. These work much the same as conventional furnaces, but they use Michigan-grown corn. By using corn to heat our homes, we're creating a more secure future for everyone. Select Michigan. It's good for you, the grower, and the economy. Welcome back, and we are back with a great recipe. Certainly a lot of you, if you're like us, have lots of hills of potatoes in that garden. Lots of opportunities, especially throughout the summer, to do dishes to pass, to have potlucks. And one thing that always seems to go over really well is German potato salad. This recipe comes from Emma Brady of Houghton Lake, and I have to say, Emma, thank you for sending it to me, because I had no idea it was really that easy to make German potato salad. Basically, you're gonna go ahead, fry your bacon, drain some of that, reserve 2 or 3 tablespoons of those drippings. Then you're gonna go ahead and put the onion in the rest of the bacon drippings in that pan. You'll blend in your flour very slowly, add your vinegar, add your water. Cook that until that mixture boils and really starts to kind of thicken up. Add your sugar, your salt, and your pepper. Simmer that for about 10 minutes. And then very easy, in a crock pot, layer your potatoes, your bacon, and your sauce. Turn it on low heat and basically let it simmer about 6 to 8 hours. That will really get those flavors to cook through, and voila, you are done and you are ready with a very easy dish to pass. If you would like to try this recipe, as always, you can visit us online at MichiganFarmingGarden.com. If you want this recipe or just a couple of them, send me a note, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to Michigan Farm and Garden Recipes, Box 461, Williamston, Michigan 48895, and I will go ahead and get that out to you. If you want to be on the mailing list, let me know that, and I will add you on, and we will get you on those quarterly mailings. Folks, have a wonderful week. I truly hope I see you next week out at Ag Expo. We will be shooting, so look for us around, and if you don't see me out shooting, make sure you stop by the Michigan Crop Improvement Association booth. I will be there, and I would absolutely love to talk with you, get your thoughts on Michigan agriculture, and get your ideas for the show. Have a great week, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.